in your case, what's your ultimate goal for your career path? What do you want to attain that you can consider you're very successful already?
To retire in Boracay.
Boracay? Retirement?
Retire. Okay.
Before retirement, what will be the...
Well, one of the desires of any artist is to create something that people will enjoy and remember for the rest of their lives. To make a mark in the world.
Marking the history.
Yeah, to make a mark in history. I hopefully I think I've done that. I've done it a couple of times already, but at the same time I still want to do it again. And you want to be able to be involved with something bigger than yourself and to create something, because it's more than just a financial remuneration. It's about being able to make a mark in the world, to being able to be acknowledged for your work, and to be able to say, you know, I did this. And I think for me, that's the ultimate success, to be able to create something and have people enjoy it. Everything else just happens. You know, you don't focus too much on, oh, am I making more money than this guy, or am I making this much money next year or more? I think you focus more on what can I do today to make people happy, what can I create, what do I get to create. And I think that's where, once you're true to yourself, then all the success just happens. Once you're very, very honest and true with yourself, then it's like a wave pushing a surfboard. You just go. If you focus too much on money stuff, you're just going to get rolled over by the waves constantly. So I would just say, you know, that in terms of goal, that would be my goal, is to make something really memorable and great that people want to enjoy and recognize me for it at some point.
You know, I guess a good advice I give to a lot of artists is you have that passion. If you aim for the money and for the prestige, you're never going to do well. You have to aim for the passion first. If you love drawing, you love designing, you love writing, then you do well, you make money. So money is an afterthought of success. But if you aim for the money and everything else, you're never going to get it. So my goal right now is actually when you're older, you don't know the projects. My goal is just to find like peace right now, like more focus on family. I love what I do. I want to work on more creative projects, of course. But at this point, it's just spending more time with family and just being at peace and enjoying my craft instead of focusing so much on work.
So, out of all the games that you worked on, which is the favorite character that you kind of worked on? And why? And what are the traits and skills that you admire in this character?
Favorite work?
Well, there's this guy that retires in Boracay, and he's really... for me, it's Legacy of Cain. Cain was my favorite character to design. He was the title character. He was a millennia-old vampire, and I got to design the look for him, about the shape of his head, and I basically took the idea of arrogance and made a crown of bone around his head, and things like that. It was a lot of fun to design. I was very freeform, but it was one of those projects where the thing you like to draw at home was a thing they asked me to draw every day. So I was like, well, are you sure? What? How does this happen? You know, it's just thrown in your lap. That's why I tell people to be prepared and to draw their own stuff, because at some point, somebody's going to ask you to draw what you're good at, and you better be prepared and, you know, to really push it as far as you can. And it was one of those projects where there was very little oversight, so you could get whatever you wanted into the game. So with your own passion and with your own love, you could get anything you wanted inside there. So we talked about a rich tapestry of backstory. We did visual design, and this was by and large not common back then. We did visual design that allowed us to make stories. So each of the pieces of armor he wears has a story. All of the symbols had a story. All of the environment pieces had stories. So I felt that was really fantastic. And I was able to take a person that was viewed as a bad guy and make him a dark hero. Because he was a hero, and then he was a bad guy, and then he was a dark hero. So it just kind of evolved that way. And it was just a lot of fun to bring out those traits, you know, where someone who isn't necessarily a good guy, but he knows what he wants to get done, and is willing to do whatever it takes to get done. And there's admirable things about that. There's reflections of what we are like as a society or as a people, and what we're willing to do if we're motivated properly. So it was fun to explore that, and I really enjoyed the design. At one point he had a scar on his chest from when he was first impaled as a human being and turned into a vampire through necrotic means. And that I kept the scar, I actually drew a scar there and kept it as part of the story, and everyone caught on to it. It was amazing. People still hunt me down to this day and go onto my forum that I have and ask me questions about this game. About, what about this, and what did that mean? So it's really a lot of fun. And it's fun that people actually noticed all that, and it's been years since the game came out. But they still ask me about it, and so I enjoy it.
Would you be willing to work on another Legacy of Cain? I think there were talks of that for a while.
Yeah, of course I'd love to work on it. I mean, I helped out with the Nosgoth game a little as consulting. Just, came up there and just told them, hey, this looks like this or that. But to be officially involved in some capacity, that would be fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to, of course. I'd love to revisit those characters if it was possible.
And for Hong?
Well, it really depends. Projects I worked on, like Uncharted was a lot of fun for Uncharted 2, but a lot of times it's the team that made the game really exciting. But if you're Uncharted, it's a very different type of design, and we're working with guys in jeans and t-shirts, so the designs are very plain. The game is amazing, and the team is really amazing. But then here at Riot, I get to work on something a little bit more whimsical. A lot of characters, anything goes at Riot, and there's a lot of creative freedom. So I think in terms of creativity, I think Riot is a good place for a passion to draw. Because you could draw guys in muscle suits, basketball outfits, Sailor Moon outfits. You could draw anything, and I think it's a really a creative freedom we get at Riot that we don't get anywhere else. Naughty Dog is a great team, even though it's a lot more structure. I think they create really good products. So they're both very iconic in their different ways. So I enjoy both process. Even for Uncharted, you have to design Drake's Uncharted 2 outfit. It's just tuck in his pants. It took us a long time. It's like if you tuck in too much, then he's considered too nerdy. If he's too loose in his t-shirt and his shirts are too out, then he's considered too wild. So we can make it a right balance. And even for minor things like that, we could think about while working on a game like that.
So speaking of difficulties, what are the challenges that you both faced in your career? Working on a project.
Challenges. The most challenges.
There's a lot. There's a lot of different deadlines. Because in reality, this is still a business, and we have deadlines. We have to work. Like in for Uncharted, we work on the project until midnight, and we work there many hours. It's like every studio. You work because you want the product shipped. It's not about the people. It's always about how can we make a better product. And at the end, we're always pushing ourselves. Can this be better? It's like no, we have. It's 10 o'clock. We can put 4 more hours to make it look better. Another 2 more hours to make it look better, and it's always not right. So we always continue. So that's always been a challenge for us. How do you time versus quality?
And I think for the game industry, it's about work-life balance. Being able to find time to not work on the game and to regenerate your own energies. That's very difficult. There are logistical challenges. There are challenges of companies going underneath your feet. And I've been in companies that have failed. I've encountered difficult personalities, and at the same time, I've also had projects get canceled too. It happens. So all of these things happen. You have to take with a grain of salt and move forward. You can't focus on things, and you can't even call them failures. They're just things that happen, and you move on. If you focus too much on it, that's all you'll do. But you find other things, and I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I still love it. So despite all the things that happen and all the challenges, I still really enjoy the industry, and it's been very, very good to me.
I've been working in the industry about 18 years, so there's been a lot of layoffs, there's been uncertainty, so there's a lot of ups and downs, but it's been quite rewarding overall.
So do you have any dream projects that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Dream projects.
For both of you?
Retiring Boracay now.
Dream projects,
Is there any particular character you'd like to work with, or any kind of property?
There's so many good projects out there. There's so many dream projects. I wouldn't consider it a dream. You guys should do it if you want to. If you put a passion to it. There's always projects in Los Angeles, lots of movie projects, and we just have to go and do it. So maybe what's your dream project?
Well, I've had the fortune of working on my dream project, which is great. I wanted to work on Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. I did that. I wanted to work with Buffy. I did that. I wanted to work on Soul Ring, design my own characters, and I did that. So I think I just want to maybe make another Legacy of Kain. That would be great. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Actually, for myself, I would like to work on another horror film. That would be great. Like another more a zombie project. I've been working on a mix. I worked in Buffy the Vampire Slayer a long time ago, and I kind of miss that genre. So I'd like to go back to designing a horror project. The titles don't really matter. Actually, honestly, at this point, I don't really care about title, if it's famous or not. I care it's a fun.
Fun project.
You'll get a lot of inspiration from local folk.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, one more. One more question. you guys were to collaborate with each other, what kind of game would you guys do? You both seem interested in horror and
You know,
gothic.
we'll make a horror
Retiring in
project.
I think we would make probably a third-person action adventure game with strong character development and probably something with horror, I think, and violence, because that's what we both like. We've been lucky enough not to have to work on sports titles. We really like monsters and creatures and hot girls and all this kind of stuff, just drawing it and designing it, and having fun with it, It's fun to play with it. I'm more of an action guy, so maybe action horror.
Ass-kicking vampire turns
I have a question.
Thank you.
Okay, question again. Kasi earlier, Dan mentioned that you wanted to leave a legacy, and Hong mentioned that more about family, right? So I'm assuming that you're married and have kids.
No.
Ah? No?
No.
Married to the
He's
career.
actively searching.
Oh, how about that Dan?
I'm not married now.
So you're both single.
We both kind of chose our careers, but it's
Okay.
very strong.
And rich, right? And
Single and rich now. Bachelors.
.com.
You're not rich in LA for sure.
But I wanted to ask if you had kids, were you able to influence them? But you don't have kids, so
I have a niece, and I would
Yes.
definitely want her, if she chose to go into the industry, to be inspired to do it and to do it without any fear, to be fearless about it. I have a younger sister who's 12 years younger than me, and I absolutely want her, if she wants to go into the industry, or art in general, I fully encourage
so
it.
he's following your they are following your footsteps.
Yeah, I had to break my parents, and now now that they let me do it, it's they're okay with it. So.
How about Hong?
Obviously, follow your passion. If I do have kids and if the kids want to follow their passion, I'd rather them live a life they're happy with less money than miserable being a rich doctor, lawyer, or business owner. I think life is about happiness.
Thank you.
Do you have plans right now to make a game? To make a title of yours that you have it? Like, it's your title, it's like your IP of the game.
Not for games. I think right now I'm really busy with Sony. But I do have some ideas for like comic book or animation that I'd love to do.
Not games.
Yeah, not games. per
Like
se.
films or...
Yeah, I think because the nature of games means it involves other people.
Mhm.
It involves a programmer or some kind of engineer. And I want to do something that I can do by myself and spend the time on it and build it up. And then I collaborate with people. If it turns into a game later, that's cool.
yes, sorry, go ahead.
For myself, I dabbled in my own IP for a while, but right now I like helping other people. I've helped friends and other companies just for advice, just personal advice on how to build their own IP and their own property.
More on seminars, making a seminar.
Um,
Sharing your experience, mentoring.
less on the art side, more on the IP and like intellectual property and more marketing side. Because we work in games so long as an artist that we figure like marketing is important. So I've been helping, stepping outside my comfort zone and helping the marketing and other sides of
How to
IP
protect their IP.
not really protecting, but how to build an IP, what makes it a successful intellectual property versus the ones that would be dead the next day.
Last round. Okay.
Hello. You mentioned earlier that there's a lot of untapped talent in the Philippines. And my question is, where should they be starting?
You know what? A lot of the good things about
Energetic.
Synergy. No, Synergy is a great place. Work with those guys. Okay. No, they are actually not just based in Synergy, but they're a great resource. They tap onto the market that we won't be able to. So Synergy is actually a really good place to start off with. They work with everyone. Another place, if you guys don't have that resource, the internet is vast and wide. So you don't have to go to the local market. People are hiring just from what they see online. I know I worked for my previous couple companies. We find artists online and we hire them directly. So instead of working for the local market, it's like who is good. We don't really care where they're from. As long as you could post your work up and be talented and also be consistent. Post your work online, you can hit an international market. You could be in the Philippines right now, work in America, and work in China, work in Europe. You don't have to physically be there to get the work.
Thank you.
I would say the same thing, basically, that local outsource companies like Synergy 88 are fantastic resources for being able to get into the market. And there are more than one, so just look those up, use the internet, and do that.
Do you have any advice, any website that you want to share their work? Any dead art, something like that?
ArtStation.
I got that for maybe.
I think to promote it.
To promote your, to
Go
know
where-
more about their.
Go where the artists are. Let's say, for instance, you want to do Monsters, right? There's a website called Monster Palooza, where the artists go there. You want to go to DeviantArt, that's where a lot of certain artists go to. If you want ArtStation, is where all the concept artists go to. I have a website called CharacterDesigns.com. It's another website, but just a resource. But if you want to go to the forums like ArtStation or a DeviantArt, and you can see where you want to do ZBrush, for instance, right? There's ZBrush Central. There's a lot of other places. You have to go where your specific talent is. You want to go to ZBrush, you go to ZBrush website. You want to go for concept art, you go to ArtStation, and so on.
Quick question. When you were at Synergy 88 earlier, I think it was the first visit that you've done here in the Philippines. What's your impression of how the market is evolving as a business? Because we've been focusing on the talent, and we're thankful that we have a very high regard with the Filipino talent. How about on the mindset of the businessmen and the community, and how Synergy is focusing on it?
I was very impressed by Synergy. I was very impressed with both the training they have, the 2D, the 3D markets, the data center, everything about it. The security was really strong. So these are things that we would check as Sony anyway with due diligence. So it's important that we have a checklist in our head about everything we go through. And it was nice that they hit all those marks immediately. And I think that they have a lot of business savvy. I think they have forward-looking into the market, and I think that they have a bright future ahead.
I'm really impressed by the talented people here. I think there's a really high demand, and you just have to find an outlet where they could share and post their work and actually find a market for it. That's the difficulty right now. I think demand's there, but also finding ways to monetize it is a thing that I think we all work on. Like, what's a different way? Monetization, I guess.
Yeah, monetization, finding partners to work with, finding publishers that want more work done. Just showing the wide body of talent that they have.
Yeah, education is great. I mean, I'm glad to see there's a growing amount of schools that are teaching this, and there's value here. I think if you value artists and you value their work, I think artwork will drive IP and it will grow the economy in a soft way, like soft power.
One more question. Kindly tell us where can we see your work? How can we reach you? Do you have a website, Facebook page?
I have a website called decapdesign.com that has my artwork in the forum. I'm also on ArtStation as well. Under Daniel Cabuco.
My website is kind of tricky because it's an artist resource website, and it's not really safe for young kids to visit. It is a website that is on.
Take note.
We're not young kids.
Okay.
Take note.
Well, it's very different in other countries. It's very liberal. We shoot models and we post that for reference, and that's what I do. So I don't really post a lot of my work, but you can find some of my work on CharacterDesigns.com. CharacterDesigns.com. But it is a site for artists to use. If you're not a very liberal person, there's some nudity. It's a lot of artists that don't have the money, the resource to go draw people, and we do that to study all the time in school. So we provide this resource for artists.
So, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.